Hi, this is David Dusek for Golfweek magazine. Welcome to this week's episode of This Week in Gear. Hideki Matsuyama outlasted Ricky Fowler to capture the 2016 Waste Management Phoenix Open, and here are the golf clubs that he used to get the victory. His driver is a Srixon ZR30 with 9.5 degrees of loft and a graphite design Tour ADDI 8TX shaft. His fairway wood is a TaylorMade Rocket Ball Stage 2 with 15 degrees of loft and a graphite design Tour ADDI 9TX shaft. His hybrid is a Honma TW727, 19 degrees of loft there, and that has a True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue X100 shaft. His irons are Srixon Z945s, a 4-through pitch. Those have True Temper Dynamic Gold S400 Tour Issue shafts. His wedges are Cleveland 588 RTX 2.0s, a 52, a 56, and a 60 degree. And all of those have True Temper Dynamic Gold Tour Issue S400 shafts as well. His putter is a Scotty Cameron for Titleist Newport 2 GSS prototype, and his golf ball is a Srixon Z-Star XV. Just a week after finishing in second place at the 2016 Farmers Insurance Open, KJ Choi has made a change to his driver, according to TaylorMade. At Torrey Pines, he used a TaylorMade M1 driver, but in Phoenix, he switched to an M2 driver. Now, to dress, those two clubs look very, very similar, but the M2 lacks the adjustable T-track sliding weight system that the M1 has. But what the M2 does have is extremely high MOI, and it also has a low and back CG placement. And according to TaylorMade, Choi and a few other players on the PGA Tour are noticing that they're actually getting a little bit more distance with the M2 driver over the M1. Now, the M1 is still the most played driver on the PGA Tour right now, but it is interesting to see that a lot of players are going for the lower and further back position of the center of gravity and opting for what is really a simpler golf club, but a more forgiving golf club. One of the best shots hit all week at the Waste Management Phoenix Open came thanks to Phil Mickelson, who from 251 yards out on the par 5 13th hole hit a Callaway Apex Hybrid to about 3 feet for a kick-in eagle. Now, Dr. Alan Hocknell, who is Callaway's Vice President of Research and Development, recently said about this hybrid, it has a higher center of gravity that allows it to produce a higher amount of spin. It produces a climbing trajectory and has a higher apex and a steeper angle of descent with more stopping power. And on the 13th hole, that's exactly what it delivered for Phil Mickelson. Thanks a lot for joining me this week on This Week in Gear. I'm David Dusek, and I look forward to seeing you next week.